All right, hello. Thank you all for coming to Tag Family Theater Company's production.
Welcome to Fractured.
Clara has been my mini-me for the past few months. She came and helped out with our rehearsals and would call action and tell people where to go, right? Yeah? So she's our mini director. So she wanted to come and welcome you all to the show. Good job, Clara. So, again, thank you all for coming. This is a show that we all hold really near and dear to our hearts. It means a lot to us, and the writers of this production are from the Faithful Troubadour Publications in North Carolina. And from the moment we first read this script, we knew that it was a message that needed to be heard, not only because it's an important message in general, but because it hits close to home. And you'll see that at the end and throughout the story, that this is something, when you're working with youth, it's a common conversation. It is not rare. And so the fact that you're here means a lot to us. I'm going to say a quick prayer, and then we'll start the show. Dearest Heavenly Father, thank you for gathering us together today. Thank you for each and every person that's sitting in the seats in front of me, each and every person that's backstage behind me and on stage around me. I thank you for the opportunity to serve you while doing what we love. I just pray that you would help joy to happen on this stage, but that also healing would happen as well. We pray these things in your name. Amen. Without further ado, welcome to Fractured, the mysterious case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Dr. Jekyll, are you all right? Miss Westcott, come quick!
Oh, good morning, Mr. Poole.
Dr. Jekyll, are you all right? Did you fall asleep while working again?
I found him here lying on the floor.
Passed out again? What's the point of having a bedroom if you insist on sleeping in here?
Well, it seems like you're all right, sir. How are you feeling?
Please, I feel fine. I feel wonderful, in fact.
Perhaps we'll just move your bed here to the study then.
Oh, that won't be necessary, Miss Westcott. I had a breakthrough last night with the antidote.
Sir, there are some things in life that science can't fix. I hope you didn't do anything too rash.
Well, I needed a human test subject. And the Bureau has so many regulations these days, and I thought, well, I'm human.
Doctor!
Right. It's all smooth sailing from here.
Well, that's wonderful, sir. Perhaps we should get you up to your room, Miss Westcott, if you wouldn't mind making the...
That won't be necessary, Miss Westcott. I think I'm going to go out for coffee today.
Going out for breakfast? That would be quite the change.
Oh, don't take it so personally, Miss Westcott. I just feel so alive and fresh. I don't want to waste it.
Well, perhaps you should wait and make sure that there's no negative side effects before going out.
This seems like a good side effect to me. After the last few years, I'm so glad to finally see you in good spirits again, sir.
So am I, Miss Westcott. It's like the world suddenly has color again. Yesterday I was so tightly wound, but now it's time to loosen on up. The old me would never seize the day. I'd always stay home like a bump on a rug. But when I woke up here just a moment ago, there was a song rising up from my toes. It's time to step up and step out and hit the road. Mr. Poole, please fetch my coat. Thanks, I wanna go outside and stretch my legs. Wanna shake some hands, just breathe the air. I wanna grab some coffee and read the news. I wanna smell the roses again. Yeah, I wanna smell the roses again. Hello there.
Welcome to Mr. Smiles Coffee. What can I get for you?
I'll take a cup of your finest, most delicious coffee, please.
Okay, we have regular and we have decaf.
I'll take whichever's best.
Okay, we have regular and we have decaf.
Which one would you suggest, coffee seller?
For you, I think decaf.
Works for me. Who needs caffeine on a day as beautiful as this?
Anything else for you?
Let me tell you a story, coffee seller.
Please don't.
Yesterday, I had no clue at all what my life was really about.
Join the club.
But now I see so crystal clear. There is life to be lived all around. Yeah, there are people, places, and beautiful things. Can't wait to see what else is in store. It's time to step up and step out and hit the road. But I'll be back tomorrow, rest assured.
In that case, I quit.
I wanna go outside and stretch my legs. Wanna shake some hands, just breathe the air. I wanna grab some coffee and read the news. I wanna smell the roses again. Yeah, I wanna smell the roses again. Fog has lifted, the world is brighter. It's so good to be alive. It's so good to feel alive.
I wanna breathe that fresh air.
Breathe that fresh air. Feel that warm breeze. To be standing on the edge of the rest of your life. Standing on the edge, drinking in that golden sunlight, sunlight. Come on, let's go outside and stretch our legs. I wanna shake some hands, just breathe the air. I wanna grab some coffee and read the news. Wanna smell the roses again. Yeah, I wanna smell the roses again. Yeah, I wanna smell the roses again.
I'm the first reporter on the scene. Can you believe it?
It doesn't look anything out of the ordinary to me.
Everyone seems pretty shaken up. We need to get a closer look.
Height.
Neither tall nor short.
Okay. Weight.
Neither large nor small.
Age. Can someone please describe the man? Eye color.
It was hard to tell.
Okay. Outfit.
It was dark as well.
Anything at all.
What else can we say?
Oh, can someone please describe the man? His name?
Mr. Hyde.
Okay. So we have a name. Good. But someone rampages through a store and no one gets a good look at him, but everyone remembers his name?
He seemed fine at first, normal even. As soon as he came in, he headed straight for the back of the store. I told him I was closing up in a couple of minutes, and he lost his mind. He started yelling and wrecking the shelves.
Is that all he did?
It was hard to tell what he looked like. He looked wrong, out of place, and his rage seemed to penetrate the soul. He was more creature than person, more monster than man. And when he spoke, his voice came out as barely more than a growl. And there was madness there in his eyes.
He was like no one I'd ever seen, a demon in the night.
I asked his name, and he said, "They call me Mr. Hyde."
Very well then, a man called Hyde. The city of Chicago thanks you for your testimony. We'll do our best to bring this criminal to justice.
Did you hear what they said? Are you getting this down?
A man called Hyde could be the story of the year.
If I play this right, this is my chance. Lizzie O'Connell on the scene. Inspector Pearson, Lizzie O'Connell, Chicago Tribune. Can I get a statement?
Ain't no story here, Lizzie. Quit poking around my crime scenes.
So what I'm hearing is that this case is so serious, the police are calling it confidential. Write that down, Chuck.
Don't you have a Dear Abby column to write?
Ignore him. Let's blow this story wide open.
Okay, here's the headline. Terror on 8th Street. Monster on the loose.
What did I just say? Don't go scaring people. When you served over 3 decades in law enforcement, you learn that this is just another day in Chicago, crime capital of the world. Year 34, every day is the same. Same crime scenes, same dirty streets, nothing changes. Oh, the schmuck's been robbed 3 times this year and we ain't even made it to June. It's just another unsolvable case, another criminal getting away. Oh, it's just another day in Chicago.
Hello? Is anyone there? Probably just someone out for a stroll, following me down a dark, abandoned street. Hello, Miss Prescott. Oh, I'm fine. And yourself?
Can't complain, but
Good, yes, good.
are you expecting something?
What? No, of course not.
If you insist.
But when will dinner be ready?
3 hours ago, sir.
Is it that late? I must have lost track of time.
It's all right, Doctor. I kept it warm for you, like always.
Thank you, Miss Prescott.
Just don't lose track of time on Friday.
Friday. What's happening Friday?
You have a date with Miss Diana Caldwell from my church.
Right.
Remember?
Yes, right, yes. I just, forgot.
Just don't forget on Friday. You wouldn't want to get a bad reputation. Standing up a lovely young woman like Diana would be quite rude. I'm so glad that you're going, sir. For a while, I wondered if you were just going to be blue forever, locked up in this place and moping around like you always are. It's been a long time since you've tried to make any friends, much less go on a date. Isn't it exciting?
Yes, it is exciting, but it is just a date. No, if you wouldn't mind bringing a chair up to my study, I think I'll eat while I work.
Yes, sir, but remember, your bedroom is upstairs.
What happened this time, Joe?
There was this horrible man. I was just minding my own business, tending to my squab, when...
Wait, what did you say?
Squab? Buds? My squab?
Okay, continue.
So, I'm attending to my squab when suddenly this man out of nowhere comes stomping down the street. And as he passed, I offered a friendly, hello there. And then my bud squab began to sing. And he went nuts and kicked over one of my bird cages. I was horrified.
Okay, is that it?
Yes.
What else happened?
My squad began singing. He kicked over one of my bird cages.
And okay, what happened next?
And then he pushed me to the ground, and I scraped my elbow. See, right here.
Okay, he attacked you, just like that.
Exactly. 1 count of human assault and 6 counts of squab assault.
Okay. The City of Chicago thanks you for your testimony. We'll do our best to apprehend the suspect as soon as possible. Great. You two again.
Good morning, Inspector. What happened here?
Nothing, Lizzie. Be on your way.
Why, Lizzie, it looks like a crime scene.
You know what, Tripp? I think you might be right.
Fine. A man assaulted this fine young bird enthusiast over here. That's it. No story. Satisfied?
Interesting. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I ask you a couple questions?
Leave her alone, Lizzie.
Ma'am, could you describe the man who committed this atrocious crime? He was horrible. But what did he look like? Well, height, weight, hair color, that sort of thing.
It was hard to tell. It was kind of dark, you know. I can't seem to picture him now that you mention it.
Interesting. Hey, Tripp?
Yeah, Lizzie?
Wasn't there another crime where no one could describe the criminal?
I think there was. Just last week, in fact.
And what was that criminal's name?
Mr. Hyde, I believe.
Oh, brother.
The shop vandalism last week, the pop-up set a few days ago, and now this. Multiple crimes all committed by someone that no one seems to be able to describe.
Seems that way.
Could be a crime spree. Now, wouldn't you say that a crime spree in the heart of Chicago is newsworthy, Inspector?
Leave it alone, Lizzie. You're not gonna find your big story here, so quit poking around my crime scenes. Do you hear me?
Of course, Inspector. No problem. Looks like God popped this one right in our laps. Tripp.
Could be, Lizzie.
Let's get started.
Ready.
May I have this dance? step and I'll drop you, one trip and I'll take you down. Nice to meet you, sir. You've made quite the mess, but you've left me your secrets. They're here somewhere. You can't keep them from me. You can run, but you cannot hide. I'm gonna figure you out, sir. I will not rest till your life is laid bare for the world to read. No locked door can keep me out, my friend. And if you call yourself Mr. Hyde, I'll be seek. Oh, you will not win. I will beat your game. I will never relent till I find the truth. Your secret's not safe. Yeah, nowhere is safe. I'm gonna figure you out, sir. I will not rest till your life is laid bare for the world to read. No locked door can keep me out, my friend. And if you call yourself Mr. Hyde, I'll be seek. You ain't got nowhere to hide. Go ahead and test me. I've got fire in my eyes, and it will cast an iron. Breaking news, Mr. Hyde, you cannot beat me. I'll show the world that Lizzie O'Connell always gets the scoop. I'm gonna figure you out, bet your life I'll find you. You won't look so tough with your face on page 1. With God as my witness, I'll end this game. So if you call yourself Mr. Hyde, I'll be seek. I will be seek. I'll be seek.
So far, I've had great success. The only side effect I found were a general sense of unease. Also, mild hallucinations. It's like memory loss. A second dose may or may not be required depending on how the next day goes. I must be careful to not let my success disappoint all my results to continue my studies. If the hallucinations continue, I may need to alter the formula and apply a second dosage to correct the problem.
Good evening.
What?
Good evening.
Can I help you?
I am simply a man looking to escape the rain.
Well, this is not a coffee shop, but I do know that there is one around the corner that stays open quite late.
I promise you won't regret allowing me to stay just for a little while. I'll be no trouble at all.
No, I'm far too tired, and I'm not accepting guests at this time.
Excuse me, sir, might I inquire, could you share your home for just a brief stretch of time? Spare me from this cold. I know you see me. You can't ignore
No, you must leave.
Excuse me, sir, but may I say your fire looks delightful. The rain has chilled me to my bones. Have pity. Unlock your door.
It does look cold out there.
Allow me to entice you, friend. You must feel very lonely. You could use some company. You'll feel much better once you let me in.
My housekeeper did bring too much tea, but it's getting late and...
Might as well open up that door. I assure you I will get in somehow. I am begging you to show some simple kindness. I will promise not to misbehave. So open up that door. I assure you I will never back down. And believe me when I tell you that you won't regret giving me a place in your home. I know you see me, you can't ignore me. Let me in. I'm not leaving. I can see you. Henry.
How do you know my name?
Henry.
How do you know my name? Have we met before?
My name is Edward Hyde. Perhaps you've heard of me.
I most certainly have not.
In that case, I can assure you that I am great company, just for a little while.
No, I'm not letting you inside my home. It's out of the question.
Ah, yes, of course. But perhaps you would not mind if I just sit outside your window until the rain stops.
I suppose that won't be a problem.
Perhaps you could tell me about your research, about the sin you are trying to hide with your experiments.
Sin? I'll have you know I'm researching the human condition. I have nothing to hide.
Ah, yes, nothing to hide at all. And how is your research going?
It's going as well as would be expected.
And how would one expect it to go?
Well, using myself as the primary test subject allows me to have results almost immediately. Though the antidote is still leaving much to be desired. I do feel better, but the initial feeling of elation has worn off. I need to make some adjustments to the antidote to see if the effects can be, sustained.
How interesting. Go on.
Well,
Tell Heather to put a bit of spin on it. The mayor gets himself in enough trouble as it is.
Of course, Miss Chauncey.
Oh, and make sure you get a picture of Bing Crosby for tomorrow's paper.
Bing Crosby.
He'll be at the White Sox game tonight. Maybe you'll give him some good luck. Well, if it isn't Lizzie O'Connell. Fancy seeing you here. For once.
It's very nice to see you both.
That'll be all, Jackie.
Okay.
Eileen, always a pleasure.
Afternoon, Miss Chauncey.
How you doing, Trip?
Oh, no complaints, ma'am.
Good. O'Connell, I saw your recent draft. Crime spree, eh?
That's right, Mr. Hyde. I think I'll call him the Beast of Chicago. It's got a nice ring, don't you think?
Lizzie. The cops have been calling all day. Say you've been causing a fuss, getting people riled up.
Miss Chauncey, we think the cops are just scared. They're trying to keep things quiet to avoid a scandal.
Great observation there, Trip. But that don't change the fact that I got the commissioner of the Chicago PD breathing down my neck, threatening me with a cease and desist order unless I cut the Mr. Hyde story. Lizzie, you gotta stop asking so many questions. It's probably a dead end anyway.
Come on, Eileen. Don't let them bully you. How else am I going to do my job?
No one bullies me. But the Chicago Tribune can't survive if we don't have the cops' cooperation. Lizzie, you gotta let this one go. Find something else, something smaller. Got it? Can the story, O'Connell.
But this could be my big break. With the story, I could make a real name for myself in the investigative journalism community. You know, prove I've got what it takes.
And maybe you do. But if you keep getting the cops fired up, it'll be my job on the line. So I'm gonna make this real clear for you. Either you stop reporting on the Mr. Hyde case, or I'll put you back on the Dear Abby column. Is that what you want?
Eileen, that's totally
unfair.
Is
that what you want?
No.
That's what I thought. Besides, if it's a big break you're looking for, an article about some raving madman ain't gonna do you no favors. After 8 years as editor-in-chief, there's one thing I know for sure. Chicago ain't known for its peaceful parks or summertime festivals. People are aware our Chicago air breathes miscreants and criminals. So when they open the papes, they don't want to read. The streets here are dirty. Politicians are dirty. And things are all rotten here. People want heroes, they want Superman, someone who can clean this town up. People want good news, they want silver linings, where the White Sox always win. People want to believe that regardless of facts, in the blink of an eye, things will turn out just fine. People want heroes, people want heroes. Ain't that right, Trip?
Can't say for sure, I've seen Superman around, but aren't we all doing our best to better this town, turn frowns upside down and expose criminals where they rest?
You might think so, son, but people want heroes.
They want Superman,
someone who can clean this town up. People want good news.
They want silver linings,
where the White Sox always win. People want to believe that regardless of facts, in the blink of an eye, things will turn out just fine. And why's that?
people want heroes.
That's my girl. People want heroes. Help me, boys. Faster, faster. There we go, you're doing great. Now slow it down a little bit. All right, one more turn around. Here we go, faster. All right. It's downright depressing when you live in a place where the criminals are number police. But that's our fate here, and we will do our best. Still. When you see the morning paper and the headline reads,
Mayor Kelly's gambling exposed. Again.
It'd be nice if it was followed by, but Superman flew into the mayor's office, gave him a piece of his mind, and Mayor Kelly repented of his gambling, gave all his money to charity, and then Superman saved 1 million puppies.
That is literally never going to happen.
Doesn't really matter if it's gonna happen. I'm just telling you, I know what people want to hear. People want heroes, they want Superman, someone who can clean the town up. People want good news, they want silver linings, where the White Sox always win. People want to believe that regardless of facts, in the blink of an eye, things will turn out just fine. People want heroes, people want heroes.
People want heroes.
That's right, people want heroes. Oh, yeah. She's fine. Trouble, kids.
Don't worry about it, Lizzie. Chauncey's right. There's got to be something good happening in Chicago.
I'm not giving up on the Hyde case. Is This is not your typical small potatoes criminal. I can feel it.
Are you being serious right now? Miss Chauncey literally just
We
said...
just need to write an article so impressive, so captivating, that it proves definitively that Mr. Hyde is behind a dangerous crime spree. Then Eileen won't be able to reject the story, and the people will be grateful to know what's going on.
I don't know about this, Lizzie. You're a great reporter as is. You don't need this story to make a name for yourself. There are plenty of scandals in Chicago. Like Miss Chauncey said, the people are fully aware of that.
This is different than corrupt politicians and mob bosses. Tripp, this is what I live for. To tell the truth, I can't give up at the first sign of trouble.
Well, that ticket we found at Joe's was a dead end. We've got nothing else to go on. Even if Mr. Hyde was behind all of this, how would we prove it?
Trust me, it'll all work out. Lizzie O'Connell always gets the scoop.
We are so getting fired.
Miss Cardwell. Cardwell! Yes, that was it.
Please, call me Diana. Are you all right, Henry?
Thought I'd walk instead of taking a cab, but it was a lot further than I expected.
Well, you're just on time, shall we?
Madam, sir, is there a name?
Yes, a Dr. Henry Jekyll.
So, how has your research been going as of late?
Tonight's wine is a fine vintage, a 1927 Merlot.
I'll just have the water thing. Oh, hello, coffee seller. I see you're moving up in the world.
And yet, we meet again. For you, miss?
I'll take the same, thank you. So, you were just about to tell me about your research.
Oh, well, I am researching the human condition, specifically ways to alter it or improve it. See, inside every person is inherent wickedness.
Are you ready to order?
Where's our waitress? The young coffee seller?
Who are you talking to?
I'll give you a few more minutes.
But,
What was that about?
Oh, nothing, just making a joke.
Well, in that case, order me the crab cakes. I need to go powder my nose.
Are you ready to order yet?
Question, you wouldn't have happened to have just been here, like a few minutes ago, asking for... You know what? Never mind. My date will have the crab cakes, and I will have the same, I suppose.
Okay.
Honestly, not the worst date I've had. Diana?
Who else would I be?
Oh dear.
Now about your research, I'm dying to know what progress you made.
Well, I think that there's some slight side effects, some small, kinks to work out, small side effects,
What kind of side effects?
Well, I don't think I'm feeling too well, getting a fever or something.
Perhaps you just need some water?
No, I think I will go. It's all right. I don't want to get you sick. It's not you. It's me. Actually, it's you. What is happening? My feet just went numb. My vision's blurry, a byproduct that I'll overcome. What is happening? I'm on solid ground, and yet my wits are wavering, a burden that confounds. All these side effects getting in the way of a most incredible cure. All these side effects messing with my brain, but I think it's working. Of that, I am sure. What is happening? Was that Mr. Hyde? Hallucinations, I can't believe my eyes. What is happening? I'm on solid ground, and yet my wits are wavering, a burden that confounds. Oh, all these side effects getting in the way of a most incredible cure. All these side effects messing with my brain, but I think it's working. Of that, I am sure. Oh, yes, of that I am quite sure.
Dear, you're looking so pale.
How's your research going?
You know what this is, don't you?
Hallucinations, a tingling in my toes. It's nothing unexpected. This is how it's supposed to go. Slight side effects, I'll handle them all. The blurry vision, loss of time, predicted this all along. My grip is slipping as reality blurs, and Mr. Hyde is everywhere. Everything is everywhere. Oh, the world is turning just as small as it's spinning, but I think it's working. Think it's working, it's working, it's working, it's working, it's working. All's going fine, keep your head on straight. Henry, this is under control. Everything is fine, you prepared for each side effect. Science is a puzzle, and I think it's working. Think it's working, it's working, it's working, it's working, it's working, it's fine. Everything is fine, this is going perfect, everything is fine.
Can you believe this? Bad luck, I say. We can nothing. Not a single new piece of evidence.
It's not bad luck. It's just how it goes.
I know. I just can't seem to let this go, you know? It's like God wants me to solve this mystery, to figure out what's going on, you know? There's something here I meant to find. No new clues must mean Mr. Hyde is getting smarter, covering his tracks better. He won't get the best of us.
No, he won't. But you could take a night off. You don't need to come to work every night.
Why is it that you come here every night to pull my leg with these cockeyed ideas? Is it just to mess with my head? You can't be serious about all this.
I assure you I am.
But morality must have its roots somewhere.
It is a construct, nothing more.
But actions have consequences, do they not?
Oh, yes, Doctor, most assuredly. Life is just cause and effect. Every action has a reaction. It's the only morality that matters.
But if I'm going through all the trouble to cure human wickedness, I must believe there is some higher calling than simple binary consequences.
But it is binary. Henry, you are a man of science. Do not get so caught up in good and evil that you lose sight of what really matters. What is true and what is not.
Funny you should mention that. My parents always said truth is found in God's word. Well, what do you say truth is?
The truth is out there, Trip. We just need to follow the breadcrumbs.
Are you seeing any breadcrumbs? Because I'm seeing a whole lot of nothing.
Well, if you would take off your stick in the mud hat and put on your detective hat, you'd see what I'm seeing.
Right, because that's what we need. A good hat.
Never underestimate the power of the right ensemble.
That's coming from the girl who's always so perfect and put together. I mean, you certainly dress the part of the detective.
I do. Don't I? Now back to work.
Your work, this research is too important to you, I think.
Too important? My work is everything to me. It's my purpose.
But surely a man of your aptitude could find a more worthwhile pursuit?
What is more worthwhile than leading humanity down the path of goodness?
Goodness? What reward does goodness deliver?
Many things. An end to cruelty, theft, to violence, to malice. People would be decent to each other for the first time in history. Is that not worthwhile?
It's frivolous.
Frivolous? Hardly. What is more worthwhile than peace?
Freedom.
Hey, you're free to walk away anytime.
No, wait! I just mean, we need to be careful. We don't want to go around sniffing on the wrong person's toes.
Scaredy cat.
Just looking out for you, like always.
Ah, brother.
So, what's next for Lizzie O'Connell? Are you just going to keep staring at these notes until you find a lead?
Got plenty of leads. Tons of them.
Oh, really? Well, that's a relief. I was thinking we were totally stuck and had nothing to go on whatsoever.
Trust me.
What do you mean, freedom?
Does a man not have a right to choose his own path?
Yes, I suppose, but...
And does a man not have a right to choose the life he will live?
Yes, but at what cost?
I argue there is no cost too high for freedom.
But what of cruelty, theft, and deceit? Wouldn't it be better if such things were abolished from this world?
Evil is but one path a man may choose. It is no different than any other. Every action brings a reaction. One must simply decide which reaction they seek.
So the ends justify the means?
Always.
Oh, 11 o'clock did not come soon enough. lucky, there'll still be some dinner left when I get home.
Time to go home, Mr. Hyde.
Did he just say?
Miss O'Connell, what are you doing out at this hour? Where's Trip?
Just working late, Inspector.
Are you staying out of trouble?
Yes, of course. Have a lovely evening with the missus.
I don't have a wife. What has that kid gotten herself into now? Oh. Lost her. Wish that kid would stay out of trouble.
Looks a little nice for a typical criminal.
Yes?
Oh, hi. Lizzie O'Connell from the Chicago Tribune. Is this your home?
I'm manager of this estate. It's owned by Dr. Henry Jekyll, though he's not taking any visitors at the moment.
Didn't he just receive a visitor? Or perhaps the doctor just got home himself?
My apologies, I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. Perhaps I can call a cab for you.
No, I'm fine. But, could I schedule an appointment with the doctor?
Well, if you come back tomorrow afternoon, considering that the doctor is feeling well enough, I'm sure he would love to tell the papers about his research.
Research? What is he researching?
I'm sure the doctor would rather tell you about it himself. Good evening, Miss O'Connell.
Many years ago, I began researching the human condition, specifically ways to alter it or improve it.
Improve it how?
Well, within every human, I found a propensity for malice and evil and wickedness inside every human. And so, in finding that, I found my calling. I would cure evil.
I'm sorry, what?
I would cure evil. I would create an antidote of sorts that would remove this imperfection from the human mind, thus creating a brighter future for tomorrow.
Wow, that's really ambitious.
Has a Mr. Hyde been helping you with your research? Some sort of test subject? Maybe it's not going too well?
How do you know Hyde?
Anything else I can get you?
No, this is fine, thank you.
Do you have any coffee? I mean, I'm sorry, this smells great. Thank you. I love tea.
I'll see what I can do.
How do you know of Hyde?
Actually, he came to your door last night. He had a key and everything. He is a wanted criminal, you know.
I mean, I didn't know, but I mean, he didn't come to this house last night. I mean, I had seen him around before. He comes to my window, but I was starting to think that he was a ghost.
Oh no, certainly not a ghost. You should have seen what he did to Joe down at... Thank you.
No problem, dear. What did you talk about with him, with Hyde? If he's not a part of your experiment...
Nothing really. We just usually sit around. Edward is a very lonely man, you see.
Edward? Edward Hyde?
Yes, that's him. We don't do much. He just comes to the window and we just chat.
Chat about...
Not much. Just this and that and weather and stuff like that.
Has he told you anything about his past while he's doing all these awful things?
He can be quite unruly at times. It's almost like he can't control it. It's like it's part of his nature.
You've gone to the police with this information, right?
No. I mean, there was a vandalism incident recently, but this town is rampant with vandals.
Well, I'm convinced that Mr. Hyde is responsible for several counts of assault over the past few weeks. I hope if he comes by again, you will call the police immediately.
Yes, of course. I had no idea.
And once you've done that, I hope you wouldn't mind phoning me as well.
Of course, maybe I can tell you a bit more about my research.
I'll give you a call once this Mr. Hyde business is over.
Mr. Poole, have all the locks on the doors changed and the windows tightly secured.
Of course, sir. I'll call the locksmith immediately.
Not tonight, Edward. The police are looking for you, and I have half a mind to call them myself.
But only half a mind.
I admit I enjoy our nightly discussions. It's quite rare I find someone who thinks about things the same way I do.
More than you know, I'd wager.
But I can't be keeping company with a wanted criminal. It's not good for my reputation.
Then one more conversation before you turn me in. That is the right thing to do, I suppose, and you always do the right thing, don't you, Henry?
Not always. I don't claim to be a saint.
But since you took the antidote?
Yes. Since then, I've been on my best behavior, but it's been too easy. Like a child dropped his ice cream cone on the ground the other day, and I bought him a second one without a second thought. And when the orphanage down the road asked for a donation, I gave generously. Even when Miss Westcott asked to go home early the other day, I released her without a second thought.
Isn't that just charming? And yet you still feel as though the antidote is lacking?
Luckily, the hallucinations seem to have subsided, although the short-term memory loss is still a bit disconcerting.
You mean your hallucinations of me? That was strange.
Well, after what I learned today, I suspect my psyche was aware of your dark nature and used it to fuel my hallucination.
My dark nature?
Your criminal activity, that is to say.
Which only began after you took the antidote?
Coincidence.
You don't believe in coincidence?
Yes, but there's no other explanation.
Isn't there? Are you really sure I'm not a hallucination?
I'd considered it until that O'Connell girl said that you'd been causing a ruckus around town. Come to think of it, I don't know much about you. Perhaps you might tell me a bit more about yourself, that is, before you are arrested.
Of course. It is difficult to explain, but I'm sure you'll understand. I may be flesh and blood, but I wasn't born into this world as you were.
I'm not in the mood for your riddles, Edward, if you don't want to tell me.
When you took the antidote, you managed to remove evil from your soul. You removed it, but you didn't destroy it.
I don't know what you're getting at.
The evil was removed, but what do you think happened to it? Isn't it odd that on the same night my rampage began?
Are you really trying to say... No, whatever you're trying to say, it's impossible. It's ludicrous.
It may seem impossible, but it's the truth. You can feel it in your bones. You can feel it in the empty places of your heart that I used to inhabit. And now we are two halves of the same man.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at me! I'm real, just like the girl said. But sadly, I'm really less than human. As are you, I'm afraid.
What do you mean?
The evil you removed from your soul is manifested into a new man, me, Edward Hyde. Now, we are practically the same person.
It's insane. I don't believe you.
Believe what you will, but it doesn't change reality. The reality is, you made me, you made this monster. I am unable to control my darkest desires, so eager to do what pleases me. It makes you wonder who Henry Jekyll really is. The disregarded pieces which form me, or the broken little leftovers that form you. Doesn't matter now, but if we work together...
No! I tried to destroy that part of me, not become its ally.
Fine! Then call the police. But the only monster they will find here is you. I'll be long gone.
This can't be happening. Shame, shame, I am not who I should be. Pain, pain, how my sins are hounding me. This potion promised freedom, yet I still remain a slave. The sinner, the Savior, which is my true face? Am I Henry Jekyll or Edward Hyde? Stained, stained, is this life not but failure? Name, what is my name? And which man lives in my heart? I thought that this would free me, but the cost was half my soul. The sinner, Savior, who is in control? Am I Henry Jekyll or Edward Hyde? I am standing on the edge of my rebirth. I am leaning on the edge to find out what I'm worth. And I'll throw caution to the wind and leap out into the dark. I will find out who I am. I won't rest until redemption, till my debt is paid in full. I will find my vindication, prove that I am in control. Let my monster flee the morning. I am taking back my life. Let a war begin between us. The war of Henry Jekyll and Edward Hyde.
Here's what it says. The dastardly beast of Chicago could be after you next.
Don't go out at night. That's when he's on the prowl. And don't forget to be safe. Lock all your doors. Extra, extra, real about it. Really terrifying Chicago.
Did you read the Tribune? In fact, I'll note they ran a report in the New York Daily News. It's quite the frightful tale now. Does it seem far-fetched to you? Could it be a serial criminal coming after everyone you ever knew? Coming after everyone you ever knew. Terror flood in the streets, a monster on the loose. He's unrestrained and unrepentant. We know it's a risky move. Step out of your door and go on your way. So do yourself a favor, stay inside. So our headlines say.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Wretched soul maims the innocent. Mr. Hyde, biggest serial criminal since Al Capone. How do you stay safe? Lizzie O'Connell tells all.
My. Seems crime is good for business sometimes. Great build up to a big finish, Lizzie.
Thanks, Miss Chauncey, and this is only the beginning. I'm gonna blow this case wide open.
See that you do. But give yourself some time to celebrate first.
Wanna go to that pizza place on 3rd Street?
Sounds like a date. I mean, a good plan to me, Lizzie.
See how our sales are climbing from this goose-bumping article. I do not mind, people gobble it up. Buying 3 copies a piece or more. Buying 3 copies a piece or more.
I keep getting calls, ma'am. The police are not entirely pleased. On the upside, everyone wants to know more about Lizzie's Mr. Hyde.
More about Lizzie's Mr. Hyde.
Terror flooding the streets, a monster on the loose. He's unrestrained and unrepentant. You know it's a risky move. Step out of your door and go on your way. So do yourself a favor, stay inside. So our headlines say.
Lizzie. She's gotten herself in way too deep. People love a good ghost story, but doesn't that kid know that if she blows it up this big, they're gonna expect her to follow it up with something even bigger? Year 34, every day is the same. Same newsstand, same headline craze, nothing changes. Oh, you string it together piece by piece, but it ain't gonna hold up in court. It's just another citywide outrage, another editor still gets paid. Oh, it's just another day in Chicago.
So, what's next for Lizzie O'Connell? The Chicago's brightest investigative journalist.
Well, Mr. Hyde is still out there, just waiting to be caught.
He's a dangerous man, Lizzie. You said so yourself in that article.
Yeah, but God's kept me safe so far, right?
God also tells us to be wise, Lizzie. I know there's no convincing you, so what's the plan?
Dr. Jekyll still hasn't returned any of my calls. His housekeeper says he's fallen ill. But Mr. Hyde must have more connections, considering how well he stayed hidden.
As long as you don't go snooping around anywhere too dangerous.
Terror flooding the streets, a monster on the loose. He's unrestrained and unrepentant. You know it's a risky move. Step out of your door, go on your way. So do yourself a favor, stay inside. So our headlines say.
Just like that.
Yes. Enough games. Come inside.
So you are finally accepting the truth, Henry?
I'm accepting that I must take responsibility for my actions.
I hope that you mean you are accepting me for who I am.
I'm accepting that I am your creator. And as such, I have something for you. It's there in the closet. You'll know it when you see it. There, you monster! I won't let you hurt anyone else.
Think you can keep me locked up? As if this will solve anything?
Yes, there's only one way out of there. And I'm throwing away the key. There! Now you can't hurt anyone else. Now I can control you.
Control me? You think you can control me?
Yes. Now, if you don't mind, I have some adjustments to make to the antidote. Don't try to convince me to...
Perhaps I can be of some assistance.
What? Just hallucination, just my imagination, because you're in the closet over there!
Am I?
Edward!
I'm right here, Henry.
If I hadn't thrown away the key, I would unlock this door and prove that Edward Hyde is in this closet.
Then prove it.
What? It's impossible.
What is impossible, Henry, is for you to stop me. You are mistaken. You may be the creator, but I am the master. Enjoy your evening. I have work of my own to do.
This can't be happening. Things were so clear before. I thought I knew where I was going. My eyes were bright and open, maybe the first time. There was no fear before. I was so sure of what I wanted that my whole world started burning as my soul began to twist and shake and scream. Looks like my bright white future was caught up in the sound. I tried to make myself better. Instead, I made the whole world darker. Now there is no future, no future. Oh, there is no future, no future for me. For me.
See you tomorrow, Trip. The case continues.
I can walk you home. It's getting late, and Mr. Hyde's still out there somewhere.
It's all right. Your apartment's a long way from mine anyway.
I don't mind, really.
Get some rest, Trip.
All right, but don't stay up too late working again. You deserve a break after your big break.
You're very funny. I'll see you tomorrow. What a week. National exposure demands for a follow-up article? It's all part of the plan. God, you knew this would happen all along, didn't you? I can see your fingerprints all over this article. There were times when I doubted whether I was on the right path. I thought about giving up and settling. But you gave me this passion, so I knew there was something I was supposed to do with it. And now, well, I don't know what's coming next. But you've seen the big picture. I'm just along for the ride. I was afraid before, unsure, tied down by imperfections. I'd never measure up, but I held fast to your word, and you carried me through. You opened up the doors for me. You've always been
for me, for me. And now there is no future, no future, there is no future, no future, there
And I thank you, Jesus, every day for giving me a dream to chase down, designing a future for me. For me.
Do you want a scone or something?
On my newspaper salary? I can barely afford this coffee.
Oh, it's on me, Lizzie.
Oh, you don't have to. I'm not that broke.
No, I want to. Next. 2 large coffees and a raspberry scone, please. Thanks.
You really didn't have to, Trip.
No, I want to. I mean, you deserve it after your big success.
I do, don't I? This is only the beginning. Dr. Jekyll still hasn't returned my calls. Remind me to try again later.
Let's not talk business.
Why not? It's not like we're... Wait, is this supposed to be...
Guess I didn't make that very clear.
Oh!
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just thought we were friends.
Oh, for sure. I don't want to make things awkward. We could just pretend and...
I mean, I never knew that you...
Guess
You know.
I didn't make that very clear either.
Not really sure what to say.
Yeah, that's how I felt for the last 3 years.
Years. Wow. That long.
Do you remember that first winter?
What about it?
When you were cold that night in December, and I offered you my sweater, what I meant was I will be there. And that time when you were hungry, I walked in with a dinner for 2, what I meant was I will be there. 'Cause all those long days you were slaving away, waiting for your time to shine. I was there beside you, doing my best to make it easy, waiting for the time to let you know. I will be there no matter what new turns this life takes. You can count me in, 'cause I will be there to wrap you in my arms when you're cold, a shoulder to lean on, a hand to hold. I could never find the words to say, but I just want you to know that I will always be there. When we were lost in those April showers and you stood under my umbrella, what I meant was I will be there. And that time that you twisted your ankle and I helped you find your way home, I would have carried you for miles. 'Cause all those long days I was wasted away, waiting for the time to let you know I will be there no matter what new turns this life takes. You can count me in, 'cause I will be there to wrap you in my arms when you're cold, a shoulder to lean on, a hand to hold. I could never find the words to say, but I just want you to know that I will always be there. And now the world sees what I see, a girl with so much spunk and spirit. You are beautiful and strong and so alive. You make me wanna be a better man and give you all I got and more. But for now, the best that I can offer is just a smile and a promise. I will be there no matter what new turns this life takes. You can count me in, 'cause I will be there to wrap you in my arms when you're cold, a shoulder to lean on, a hand to hold. I could never find the words to say, but I just want you to know, to let you know I will be there no matter what new turns this life takes. You can count me in, 'cause I will be there, wrap you in my arms when you're cold, a shoulder to lean on, a hand to hold. I could never find the words to say, but I just want you to know that I will always be there. You don't have to say anything if you don't want. I just wanted you to know. We can just pretend and go back to the things were.
No! I mean, I'm surprised, but to be honest.
Go on, to be honest.
What's that?
Someone's been murdered!
It can wait. If someone's dead, they're not going anywhere. Go on. To be honest.
Trip, we need to go down there, see what's going on. You okay, miss?
Don't think so.
Can I get a rain check for the date?
Only if you let me take you on a real date. I'll pick you up tomorrow. Your place?
Sounds good. Now let's get going.
investigating the homicide from last night. Just a few questions.
Oh, of course.
You were the one that called in the crime, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm afraid I fainted when I saw it, but I called as soon as I woke up.
Okay. About what time would you say did the homicide occur?
Maybe 9:30? I had just gotten home.
From work?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm a maid at the hotel across the street.
Okay. What did you all witness?
Well, it was a dark and chilly night. I had just made myself some tea. After a long, hard day at work, some R&R is what I need.
What'd you witness?
Beneath the balcony, a man came creeping down the street. He was quite sharply dressed, top hat and cane, with wing-tipped feet. Then along came Mr. Taylor, strolling idly by. The absent-minded gentle soul turned and bumped the stranger's side.
What happened
An
there?
argument, voices raised, hasty apologizing. But that was not enough. The stranger raised his cane. Everywhere we turn, everywhere we look, every time we step on out our doors, the windy city blows yet another rascal right into our neighborhood. But this one a man, oh yes he was demented, I suspect. Please sir, please catch him. What if I am next?
Did you see his face? Any more details you can retrace? Or did you see which way he ran? Who was that wicked man? Who was that wicked man?
Oh, everywhere we turn, everywhere we look, every time we step on out our doors, the windy city blows yet another rascal right into our neighborhood. But this one man, oh yes he was demented, I suspect. Please sir, please catch him. What if I am next?
Okay. You okay? City of Chicago, thanks you for your testimony. We'll do our best to apprehend the suspect.
Do you think it was that horrid Mr. Hyde?
Just go home and get some rest. I can assure you the Chicago police will keep you safe.
Is anyone safe with that madman on the loose?
God help us. Maybe Lizzie was right after all.
Doctor? Dr. Jekyll? Dr. Jekyll, if I could ask a couple questions?
No more questions, please.
When was the last time you slept, Doctor?
I'm fine.
You look-
Is there something that you need?
Actually,
I was wondering about Mr. Hyde. Did you hear about Richard Taylor?
I'm done with Hyde. Please, just leave me alone.
Just a couple questions. Hyde is still on the loose. Who knows what he'll do if he's not caught?
The police can do nothing. I failed in my research.
Your research? I thought you said Hyde wasn't involved in your research.
Please, don't waste your afternoon on me.
Maybe having someone to talk to would cheer you up. Excuse me, sir, but may I say your firelight is dying. You slave away here every day. I can tell your work is draining. Allow me to console you, friend. Come out from the shadows. You look so lost and hopeless there, chained by all your fears. I know you're hurting. You seem so lonely. Let me in.
The man you're looking for does not exist.
What do you mean? I came to see you, and here you are. Seems a shame not to chat a little.
No, please. Please. I'm not in the mood to talk.
Come on, Doctor. What's the worst that could happen?
The worst that could happen has happened. My life's research has led to nothing but death and destruction. And you want me to do what? Shoot the breeze? Share a scientific anecdote? Please. Go find your story someplace else.
Tell you what. There's this place down the street that makes a great cup of coffee. Well, it's not great, but it's fine. Okay, it's terrible. But hey, at least it's coffee. The story can wait. You look like you just need a friend right now. Completely off the record if you'd like.
That's not the problem. I don't want to ramble.
Don't worry about that. I'm a great listener.
Don't even know if I can find the right words.
That's not a problem either. I'm a great conversationalist as well.
Maybe getting out would do me some good.
Nice walking stick you got there.
Well, thank you. A recent gift from my housekeeper. She always says I'm such a recluse.
And now you're getting out. See, we're making progress already. So what's bothering you?
Seems risky, Lizzie.
It's facts. Facts are never risky. Isn't that what you always say?
Hey, I'm all for preying on people's fears. It's good for business, apparently. But I don't think most people will see this ghost story as factual.
I heard it all from Dr. Jekyll himself. He didn't even want to be anonymous, so anyone who doubts my article can ask him directly.
That's just the problem.
Dr. Jekyll still isn't answering his phone. His butler says he's not feeling well.
Look, it's not a ghost story. It's a scientific experiment gone haywire. In an attempt to remove wickedness from his soul, Dr. Jekyll actually created another person, an evil person. If this isn't big news, the front page news. I don't know what is.
What do you say, Trip?
I never doubt my gal, Miss Chauncey.
Very well. But if this flops, it's right back to...
The Dear Abby column. I'm not concerned, ma'am.
I keep getting calls about Lizzie's monster story.
It's been 3 days since the article was published. What are they still calling about?
Oh, they're wondering if we're planning on changing the paper's name to the Chicago Tabloid.
Just what I was worried about. And still no word from Dr. Jekyll?
Everyone's quite upset about that as well. Say he's a very nice gentleman. Apparently he donated $1,000 to the orphanage last week. The Windy City Gazette reported on that yesterday.
Lizzie.
Look, what I wrote, it's the truth. I would not make something like this up. How could I even make up something as
Ridiculous?
Morbid?
Ludicrous?
selling papers, isn't it?
Not exactly the kind of business we're looking for. In fact, it's bad for business.
She's just reporting the facts, Miss Chauncey. I'd stake my reputation on it.
Thanks, Trip.
Lizzie, this is too far. I should have kept you on a shorter leash, but someone's got to take the fall for this.
Eileen, Miss Chauncey, please, give me one more chance.
Can't spare the dimes, Lizzie.
What are you saying? Back to my old job, right?
That position has been filled. You want me to fire some other poor girl because you messed up? Maybe you have too much ambition. I don't know. But I don't think the Chicago Tribune has a place for you anymore. The tabloid sure seemed to like your story, though. Maybe you're more suited for that line of work.
Tabloids? I did not make this up!
And Trip, I got a festival happening downtown. Go check it out, see what you can come up with.
Ma'am, I don't think...
Get to it. I've got a scandal to get under control.
Go on, Trip.
Lizzie.
This is a great opportunity for you.
Let's go see a movie this week, okay?
Sure. You'd better get downtown.
Are you sure you're gonna be all right?
Mr. Flanders, we have a deadline here.
Go get that story, Trip.
Sometimes the sun is brighter and the air's just a little lighter, and all around things seem to go your way. Sometimes everything just falls apart, and no one even tries to pick you up, and all around hope starts to slip away when dreams collide, torn and shattered by reality, the cruelty that it brings. I thought I knew exactly
till it went spinning out of reach. What would you say? Have joy in this trial, in this heartache, in this testing of my faith. And sometimes you have to keep on trusting that God knows every twist and turn, and everything is still in His hands. In this trial, in this heartache, when dreams collide, torn and shattered by reality, cruelty that it brings. I thought I knew exactly what was planned for me, till it went spinning out of reach. But Lord, you say, have joy in this trial, in this heartache, in this testing of my faith. I won't give up. I will believe. Lord, give me joy as I chase this dream.
So, did you like it then?
It's not to like. Intrigue, crime, murder. It's the kind of stuff I live for.
Well, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. The Tribune won't be the same without you there.
I don't really want to talk about that.
Right, of course. Let's just enjoy the evening. Back to the movie. You were saying?
It was interesting. I mean, I thought for sure the detectives were going to figure it out, but the twists and turns. Everyone thought Uncle Charlie was one thing, and he was really something else altogether.
Yeah, it's almost like he was two people.
Exactly! It's exactly like the Hyde case.
What?
Something snaps for Mr. Hyde, and that's when he has these violent outbursts. One moment, he's a regular guy, and the next, he's a raging sociopath. Almost like he's two people.
Now you sound like Hitchcock.
Call the police. Tell Inspector Pearson to get to Dr. Jekyll's house.
Dr. Jekyll?
He needed a new cane trip.
I don't see how...
Just go! I have to find Henry! I know he's ill.
She's been calling all week.
The doctor's ill. He can come back when he's feeling
Why did he need a new cane?
What?
He said you insisted he get a new cane. Why?
Sometimes a gentleman just simply needs a new cane.
Oh, I know that's not it. It's because the old one was ruined, right? It's around here somewhere.
Miss O'Connell, this is quite rude. You need to leave.
I'll call her a cab.
I know. I know Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are the same person.
Dear. He's sick.
Perhaps you should sit down. The doctor told you the truth when he said that the antidote split the good and the evil in his soul. However, it did not create another person like he had told you.
Foolish experiment, he should have known better. Only Christ can cleanse our sin. And yet the doctor wanted to find a way to save himself.
Save himself? I thought he was simply investigating the human condition. What does this have to do with anything?
There was a time when he was young and wealthy. He made mistakes that everyone makes. But the shame haunts him and the guilt follows everywhere he goes.
The doctor was a troubled young man. His parents tried to take him to church and raise him right, but he wanted his own way. And he let the anger get the better of him many times. He's just won't let that guilt go.
Oh, from where I'm standing, it looks like that anger's gotten the best of him again.
I promise you it's not like that.
Is that so?
I believe he has good intent, yet he still can't see how depraved we are. The doctor is frustrated that he must rely on someone outside himself.
None of that gives him a free pass.
We thought he was improving. He'd been depressed for so long. We tried to tell him about Jesus to give him hope, but he wouldn't listen to us. And then he was doing better because of the antidote.
Doing better? Last time I saw him, he was a wreck.
We hoped it was just part of the process.
He still committed multiple crimes. He murdered someone. His past and his illness do not excuse his actions.
What excuse do any of us have? Doesn't Jesus offer a second chance for him?
Can't wait for Dr. Jekyll to turn himself in.
If he's arrested, he'll be trapped with Hyde in a prison cell. Who knows what Hyde will do to him, what he'll do to himself?
All we're asking is for a little more time for us to be able to tell him the truth and get him the help that he needs.
And what is the truth? What did the antidote do to him?
I believe the technical term is split personality disorder. He believes that Hyde is a force outside of himself, a force that he can't control, and perhaps he can't control.
So I am right.
I'm afraid so.
Please give him mercy.
He must pay his dues on this earth.
A moment of mercy.
So that he might see the fracture within and repent.
Doesn't Jesus offer a second chance for him?
No future, no future. There is no future, no future to me.
A
fractured mind, the monster lives within.
Are you alright?
Sir, let me get you something to eat and...
Call the police. I'll follow
Please,
him.
Lizzie, give him a chance. Give him some hope.
I will.
My revolver is missing.
We don't belong here. We are too corrupt for a place of holiness.
We? You're the corrupt one.
This place won't erase what we've done. There's no forgiveness for us here.
Shut up! I didn't come here for forgiveness. I created a monster. Surely I can destroy it. I tried to destroy evil. And I opened its cage. This all wasn't supposed to happen. You weren't supposed to happen.
Stop your whining. Stop your moaning. This is what you've wanted. This is what you've always pined for. You've been running, and you've been hiding. Well, I have set you free. I'm the answer to your heart's desire. Long ago, the human race had lost their way, broken their promise. They tore their own soul in two. So they were cast out of the garden to never return, and since then, they've been at war. So you can fight it, or you can run away, but you can't hide from me. Because I am the darkness, oh, and I am the wickedness buried deep inside your soul, and I am growing stronger every day, and it won't be long until I am all that's left of you, and you have given in to me. I will never leave you alone.
Just be quiet! Oh, beast, be silent! I have had enough of you, and I will take no more. If you won't leave me, oh, if I am stuck with you, I will end it here and now and take you down with me. Go ahead, I'm determined I will end this tonight. I won't ever let you win. So even if I have to use this, drag you down with me, it all ends tonight. So you can fight it. You can run away, but you can't hide from me. 'Cause you are the darkness, oh, and you are the wickedness buried deep inside my soul. And I am growing stronger every day, and it won't be long until I am all that's left of you when you have given in to me. I am gonna leave here alone.
Stop
You
with the
don't
fighting, you
own
can deny me, there is no hope for you. How can you hope to survive with a broken soul?
Whoa, I am the reason you were created. Once and for I will end you. I will make the solemn vow to kill. I am you. Buried deep inside your soul, but I am growing stronger every day, and it won't be long until I am all that's left of you, and you have given it to me. I am gonna leave here alone. I'm gonna leave here alone. I will never leave you. Oh, I am gonna leave here. I am gonna leave here alone. If I kill you now, my experiment will be a success.
Who do you think you are pointing that gun at, Henry? There's only one of us here. We were only trying to protect ourselves.
But I couldn't have done all those horrible things. I'm not a murderer, am I?
We have quite a nasty temper when it's let loose. You remember that, don't you, Henry?
And there's only one choice. No one else will be hurt. Because of me.
Doctor! Dr. Jekyll! Henry? Stop.
Stay back. I have no other choice. We have to do this.
Henry, put down the gun.
You're in over your head, Curly. This is between him and me.
Henry, you can stop him.
I can't. Tried. Even God has abandoned me.
You don't have to do this on your own. God is here. He never left you. Please listen to me.
We are alone, Henry. She doesn't know what we're going through. She doesn't know what it's like to lose everything.
I do. I promise I do. I know you feel hopeless, but this does not have to be the end. Please just give me the gun.
We are a slave to our vices. If you don't end this, more people will suffer and die.
There is hope here, Henry. There's always a way to fight back.
So tired of fighting.
Then pull the trigger.
Stop your running. See the hope
Henry.
that can be found. There is
Listen to her.
solace in
Henry.
breaking. There is
Pull the trigger!
here and
Henry!
let redemption
Henry.
come and claim you. Open up, let Jesus in. He will turn your fear to courage. He will save you from your sin.
God, I'm at your mercy. I have earned your wrath on high. For I deserve your judgment for my wickedness and crime. Lord Jesus, come and save me. I can't do this on my own. Will you rescue me to glory? In Jesus' name I am reborn.
Hands up, Jekyll. You're under arrest. Lizzie, give the gun to Trip. Officer.
I'm fine. She's sick, Inspector.
That'll be for the courts to decide. Now let's go.
It's okay, Lizzie. Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Jekyll? Lizzie O'Connell. Do you remember me?
Of course. You were very gracious on your report on my trial.
I was only reporting the facts.
How was Trip? You were dating that young man last I heard.
Yes, he wanted to come, but he was busy working on an editorial.
And you're here on behalf of the Tribune, I believe?
Yes and no. I've been wanting to come visit you for a long time, but they're very strict on visiting hours here. How are you? Have you been improving?
Improving is a relative term, but I haven't seen Hyde since that night in the bell tower, if that's what you're asking.
No, I was just...
I don't mind talking about it, really. I don't see him anymore, but I hear him whispering to me, lying to me. Who knows, it might be normal. I don't even know what it's like to be normal anymore.
I think it is. I mean, I'm tempted to do the wrong thing or give up, but when that happens, I ask God to help me fight, to help me remember and believe his promises. It's not always easy, but he is always there, even when I can't feel his presence. I just have to remind myself that Jesus says he will never leave me.
I remind myself of that often. It's still unbelievable to believe that the King of Kings, the creator of everything, sees me as beautiful after everything that I've done.
It really is amazing. We don't have to be perfect or be good enough. It's so much simpler than that. Instead of having to be perfect ourselves, Jesus died for our sins and was perfect in our place. And when we understand that grace, all we want to do is turn away from our way of doing things, away from sin, and follow his example.
You know, Lizzie, that night in the bell tower, you were speaking to me, speaking truths, and Hyde was yelling at me, screaming, and trying to get me to pull the trigger. There was a moment of silence. Beautiful, beautiful silence. I realized I couldn't defeat him on my own. I had to let God be my strength. He pulled me out of the pit that I was stuck in for years. I realized that's what grace is. Know the good that we should do, but the evil we do instead. We are hopeless, we are fractured by our sins, torn between who we are and who we're meant to be. But in the moment of mercy, the dark is swept away in the glory of a cleansing flood. And all that once was broken has been mended, and all that once was fractured has been made whole. And now the old is gone and the new has come. We're taking flight. We live as a new creation. We rise. We separated, hopeless, hurting, we fight through life alone, till God heals our fractures, takes our burdens. He can make us new. One more? Okay. It keeps moving down. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to our show. I'd like to just thank you guys all for coming out to the show. Usually, Ali or Natalia are out here saying some things about what you've just witnessed, but they asked if us four could be out here to talk about it. One thing that we wanted to talk about was one of the obvious things that this play confronts a lot of mental illnesses like anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide and such. And this show means a lot to us because it is something that all the cast members, us four included, have all struggled with. And it's something that we knew we had to go to God for, but we knew we had to tell this story and show that it is out there, and it's a real terrifying thing. So one thing that we actually provided is actually in all of your bulletins for the show. There's helplines. There are lines you can call for depression, for suicide, and stuff like that. So, yeah. One thing that TAG doesn't do is we don't do curtain calls because we wanted to give God all the glory, and because we just were vessels for this. We didn't do any of this. This was all God. I've been losing my voice every show, and it's been amazing how I've been able to just sing, and it wasn't me at all. None of that was me. It was all God. So. I believe there was one more person wanted to say.
I may be wearing a uniform, but I am not a hero, although we do have in our audience an actual war hero. Hope I say this right. We have a PFC First Class Private Roswell Johnson. I'd also like to ask any other men and women who have served this country to stand up.
Can we get the house lights up a bit? Thank you all so much.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, is there anything else Ali and Natalia wanted to say? Well, we will give you a hug. See you guys out in the atrium then. Have a good rest of your night.